Hi everybody and welcome back to Base Camp. Last time in our study of Job, we looked at how Job responded to the loss of everything that he possessed and how he responded to God by actually praising him. Today we're going to be looking at Job chapter 2. So let's get right into it. Job chapter 2. One day the members of the heavenly court came again to present themselves before the Lord. The accuser Satan came with them. "Where have you come from?" the Lord asked Satan. Satan answered the Lord, "I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on." Then the Lord asked Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and stays away from evil, and he has maintained his integrity even though you urged me to harm him without cause." Satan replied to the Lord, "Skin for skin. A man will give up everything he has to save his life. But reach out and take away his health, and he will surely curse you to your face." So this time it literally starts in this so-called heavenly court where there's a conversation going on between God and Satan. Again, probably a story, where God is kind of bragging on Job a little bit to Satan and saying, look, he's still doing right even though you convinced me to take away everything he has. Then Satan asks for permission to bring on this second wave of testing, and that is the testing by taking away his health and making him have some kind of illness. Okay, and we'll pick it up in verse 6 and 7. "All right, do with him as you please," the Lord said to Satan, "but spare his life." So Satan left the Lord's presence, and he stroked Job with terrible boils from head to toe. So God said, yeah, go ahead, just don't kill him. And boils are a horrible pus-filled sores that are very, very painful. So that's pretty bad. And we'll pick it up in verse 8. Let's see how Job responds to his illness. Job scraped his skin with a piece of broken pottery as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God and die." But Job replied, "You talk like a foolish woman. Should we accept only good things from the hand of God and never anything bad?" So in all this, Job said nothing wrong. So his response was basically not that he was necessarily happy about it, but you know what, this is what God is giving me right now. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to accept it. And he said nothing wrong, even when his wife is trying to persuade him to say something wrong. We pick it up in verse 11 through 13. When 3 of Job's friends heard of the tragedy he had suffered, they got together and traveled from their homes to comfort and console him. Their names were Eliphaz the Temanite, Beladad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamanite. When they saw Job from a distance, they scarcely recognized him. Wailing loudly, they tore their robes and threw dust in the air over their heads to show their grief. Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and nights. No one said a word to Job, for they saw that his suffering was too great for words. So Job's 3 friends came to try and comfort him and console him, and they probably did the best thing that they did their whole visit, was just sit there with him, kind of stunned and dumbfounded. In this culture, throwing dust on your head and tearing your robes was a sign of contrition, grief. So, but the visit kind of goes downhill after this, and we'll look at that next time in chapter 3. So we look forward to seeing you then, and see you next time, and God bless.